is Tiffany, and welcome to my channel. I had to turn down the music. I'm listening to some acid jazz, lo-fi, because I don't have any background noise today, so if there's any background noise other than the normal nature sounds, it's just because I don't have anything on. So today's pick a card reading is going to be all about blessings in disguise and lessons from breakup, from separation. So I will be shuffling the tarot on camera. Everything else is pre-shuffled just to save me some time. Yeah, I have a really good feeling about this reading. I think it's gonna be a juicy one. My mouth was literally watering as I was shuffling the cards. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a good one. I could just feel it. So choose as many piles as you're drawn to. I'm gonna introduce them. We have 3 today. Breakthrough is the first one. Pile 1, breakthrough. Pile 2 is freeze. And pile 3 is change. Alright, and I shall see you at your pile. What's up, pile 1? Oh my gosh. No. Ugh, I'm getting distracted. Okay. Okay, wow. Anyways, sorry about that. I had music on, and then my cue had a podcast after I started the playlist, so it kind of threw me off. Anyway, hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading about your blessings in disguise, the lessons from this breakup. So in the beginning of the video, I said I was going to be shuffling tarot, and everything else is pre-shuffled. So okay, so breakthrough. To be honest, with every pile there's a lot of energy of these connections that you've been separated from, causing some stagnancy. I'm getting the image of a clogged artery, something that can't really move through very easily. So, and what's interesting too is all of the piles got their theme cards in reverse, which emphasizes blocked energy. So with y'all, the theme is breakthrough in reverse. So with this, I'm getting the energy of a connection that was holding you back in some way, and it was keeping you small. Getting an example of somebody who wasn't able to really be their true selves in the relationship. Maybe they didn't speak their mind because they weren't comfortable expressing themselves, or they felt as though they needed to step on eggshells, or maybe they just felt in general misunderstood, like your partner wasn't really on the same page as you in a lot of ways. I'm also getting the energy of a relationship that was just a comfort zone. It kept you at a base level. It kept you at an energetic plateau, so you didn't really grow, and you weren't able to grow from the container that was this relationship. So let's see what the other cards are. We have Libra in reverse, blinded to pain in reverse, Imrama, which is Wonder Voyage, Crossing Deep Waters, Pilgrimage, Journey of the Soul. Okay, blinded by pain. and Libra. So with these cards coming up thus far, there's definitely an imbalance and an inability to see all perspectives. Possibly after this breakup happened, you weren't really able to see how you were unable to see. When I'm looking at this blinded by pain card, it's depicting someone who, because of their inability to see what is hurting them, eventually I feel like the mind is able to trick you that it's not even there, or that you become sort of accustomed to feeling a certain way, feeling dissatisfied, underwhelmed, or understimulated by your partner or the relationship or the friendship even. So with the Libra card here in reverse, and I'm looking at the scales, it feels like there is a possible imbalance with giving and receiving in the relationship as well. And with this imbalance of energy exchange, there is definitely a drain of your divine resources, being your energy, your natural energy reserves. So I'm seeing somebody who has like a leak, like a bag with a hole in it, and the contents of the bag are leaking out. So there's a metaphor here of someone who has wasted a lot of resources in this relationship, and possibly it wasn't really reciprocated. I really don't always prefer to read the cards because sometimes the descriptions are a little long, but I'm really feeling called to do so with this blinded by pain card. So we have a waning crescent, which means the moon is moving to a dark moon and new moon phase. The quote here is, "I can shoulder it and it's not a big deal, isn't it?" The sentence is, "Carving oneself for every stroke of whip and feeling so broken that it makes no difference to be whole." Okay. Okay. This is a heavy one. I mean, you can tell by the imagery. It says, "We take a little more abuse. We shoulder a little more pain. We smile in front of a little more insolence. We close our eyes to our wounds. We think we can endure it. Quote, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. We say to ourselves, like men, because it's manly to endure and be strong. And like women, because it's feminine to endure and be strong. Like humans, because the care and gentleness we feel is precious to others, and we don't dare to actually claim for ourselves. After all, we can do it, but it actually hurts. It's painful. Tears are better than feeding flies with our own blood. We can scream and say no, or endure nevertheless, but remembering that we are just humans, neither heroes nor saints." Wow. But remembering that we are just humans, neither heroes nor saints. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. There is this energy of losing oneself in the relationship. And earlier I mentioned playing small. So here, especially with the with reading into the details of this card, number 13, Blinded by Pain. I feel that this group is very sensitive. They don't always set the proper boundaries. And again, it's interesting because I said walking on eggshells with a person. This could be somebody who is very temperamental, very judgmental, very harsh, very much criticized, and it makes you feel so small. So I'm leaning towards a narcissistic type of relationship where you kind of get the Stockholm syndrome, where even though the relationship is now ended and it's for the best, you may really get high off of the highs of the relationship, the goodness of the relationship, and feel as though you've lost some parts of yourself in trying to save this person, or in trying to help this person, or be whatever this person you think this person wants you to be. Yeah, and Rama, for me, this card, Journey of the Soul, Pilgrimage, it feels like the breakthrough is within the ending of this relationship, because it's calling you to come back to yourself and rediscover who that is beyond this possibly very hurtful situation that was your relationship. Every time I use the dark mirror, it's just, yeah, blossoming. Okay. So we have, I shed habits that hinder my truth. I release and renew, which can be a painful thing. It's very uncomfortable. The shedding that is experienced in the animal kingdom occurs a lot of the time in cold, lonely spaces. The animal's alone and possibly in sort of a hibernating period, so that they can shed in peace without being affected by the elements, because whenever they are shedding, they are very vulnerable. Their fresh skin, their new identity is very vulnerable. And then we have, my home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. So that with the home, I think of boundaries being very important and highlighted here. So your home is your body. That's what I'm really thinking about. I feel like home is being expressed to me here in this reading in a metaphorical sense, where your boundaries should be your home. And whenever you set these boundaries, whether it is in an actual space or with yourself and who you allow to engage with your energy, you will experience these things that this card is talking about, beauty, inspiration, and you will feel solid and held and protected. You won't feel so vulnerable and disregarded, pushed to the side. You will feel as though you can be yourself. You will feel empowered. You will feel supported whenever you are more discerning with whom you let into your life. It's very important to be a bitch sometimes. I'm looking at this Libra in reverse and I'm thinking of somebody who is just a glorified doormat. And it's not cute. It's not cute at all. We talk ourselves into being this type of person because possibly people will like us more and we'll come into less problems. But honestly, it's very ironic that it causes more problems by you not speaking your truth and setting boundaries and letting people know how the fuck it's gonna go in your realm, in your house. Again, like house being used in a figurative way. So let's see. What does group 1 need to know about this breakup? What does group 1 need to know about this breakup? people I need to know about this breakup. Yeah, there's an emphasis on, again, stepping into authenticity, and by not resisting these lessons and the blessings from the breakup, by not resisting, you come into this stage of development, of newness, of a new start, of rediscovery of self, of restoration of the self. I feel in a way in a weird way, the breakup is the breakthrough. And with the blinded to pain, there's a need to acknowledge this pain as well. And this is all a part of your shedding, your molting phase. And it's interesting too, because I was saying dark, cold places is where a lot of these creatures have their transformation. And it can feel like going into the dark whenever you allow yourself to process what has happened. The breakdown of this relationship and all that's come of it. So with the tarot, there is a rebalancing and alchemization of these intense emotions through processing them, through the alchemizing may come through communing with these memories, through journaling. So getting someone who kind of creates a practice of really identifying with maybe some possible patterns in past relationships that may have resulted in a same result or ending. Instances where you showed up a certain way that was inauthentic to you, i.e., for example, being a doormat because you're afraid of speaking your mind because it might hurt somebody's feelings. So there's a need to release these old, outdated values that you adopted that have nothing to do with you now and probably ever. They were adopted because of fear. They were adopted because of, fear kind of encompasses everything, you know. I was going to say judgment. I was going to say kickback, just isolation, shunning, things like that. But to really be strong and rooted in your sovereignty and who you are, observing and acknowledging and accepting that this path thus far, especially if you notice patterns of showing up this way and it coming to such a damaging end for you or both parties involved, to really integrate the fact that these choices, showing up this way, not sticking up for yourself, is opening the door to people to continue to treat you in this way. So it's important to feel these feelings, because by feeling the feelings, it's almost like when you burn your hand on the stove, that's your tough love lesson of knowing to never touch a stove with your hand ever again. So the integration of your emotions is really you understanding that you don't want to continue feeling this way. You don't deserve to feel this way. And also the deservedness, the worthiness that is also needed to be integrated is through your discovery of the pilgrimage here with the Imrama card, the pilgrimage and discovery, and falling in love with your own uniqueness, your own genuineness, your own specialness and beauty. And again, really working with these emotions. grounding outside as well. Maybe, I know for me personally, I reflect very well when I'm in nature. So, transmuting these energies, processing them through writing, through movement, so that you can understand the purpose of all of this from a higher perspective. And again, releasing these values and the ways that you have shown up as a protective or defense mechanism, protective mechanism. And really being brave enough, again, that goes back to being authentic, because the empowered you would fearlessly let these things go and allow anything to fall to the waste that doesn't appreciate you standing up for yourself or being empowered, being strong, being outspoken, being true to you. So tapping back into your divinity, which is your uniqueness, your authenticity, your star power, this is going to really help you to relax a lot more. It'll get you out of your head, because you'll just be moving in a way that is effortless instead of a way that is forced, a way that is tense and uptight. And forgiveness too. I'm seeing with this angel here in the Temperance card, I feel like forgiveness is a big thing as well as you're going through this time of reflection. Forgiving yourself ultimately can be difficult, and there might be a lot of emotions that come up. For instance, just resentment and just complete fury and fire for how people have treated you and how you've allowed it to happen as well. So yes, group 1. I almost said group 3. Some of you may be drawn to group 3 because that happened throughout my shuffling process. I just kept confusing group 3 and group 1. So you might be drawn to both groups, some of you who chose this pile. But thank you for stopping by. That one was a little bit heavy, but here we are. So yes, of course, here we are. Thank you for stopping by, and I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I don't want to stop talking in that accent, it's so fun. Thank you for tuning in to this reading here at Foxey Sunrise YouTube channel. Definitely leave a comment down below for anything that came up, or if you just want to say hi. Like, share, and subscribe for more readings like this one. And yeah, just balance the lightness with the heaviness, because I'm just feeling a lot of it's almost like quicksand feeling. Like it's very easy for you to get kind of down in the dumps about this, and understandably so. This I didn't really get too deep in the details. I don't know the background of this relationship and all of the chords and intimacies that are wrapped up into this situation, but there's something like really somber about it. I don't know how the other readings will be, but just like remember to incorporate joy as you're moving through this. Again, that's a good way to alchemize the emotions. I'm thinking of just playful activities like finger painting or something like that, which can also assist you in really understanding your emotions by allowing yourself to express what you're feeling through a very light and a lightfulness, for lack of a better word. So yeah, I just wanted to stick that in there. But I love you guys. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the channel, and yeah, I'll see you again soon. What's up, group 2? Thanks for tuning in and stopping by. This is your reading on the blessings from... Sorry. Last group was a little heavy. I'm already just feeling like, ugh. Like Like I'm moving through. Anyway, this is your reading about the blessings from your breakup, from the breakup, the blessings in disguise from the breakup. So I mentioned this in group 1. Group 2, there is like a common thread that I've noticed from the theme cards for each group, surrounding just the connection leaving you in a place of stagnancy. So yeah, I'm feeling that each group is going to have a tinge of that commonality, especially since you guys are the freeze group, freeze in reverse. Also, I don't have any background noise going on, so if you hear anything, yeah, that's just the sound of life going on in the background. Sorry. Yeah, so freeze in reverse. Sometimes I just don't want to speak too soon, but I'm getting a vibe here of this group may have rushed into this, so it's like a short-lived sort of situation that you moved a little too fast, so you didn't really give yourself enough time to discern and assess the scenario before you jumped right in. So let's just see what other cards are coming up with. Gemini in reverse. Time and Tide. Yeah, there's an intensity here with the Queen of My World card. Maybe a little bit obsessive vibe. But yeah, an intensity with the Queen of My World, being that it's the full moon phase, so the culmination, the climax of something. So it really feels like this relationship was like hot and heavy very fast. And then with the Gemini card in reverse, it does give me again like an emphasis on what I was saying, like just a lack of assessing the scenario. There's like a lack of enough information, not really knowing what you were getting yourself into when you got into the situation. And then the Time and Tide in reverse, again, another like lack of time. So this could have been, I don't know, this could have been just kind of like a relationship you jumped into because of a need for stimulation. Maybe it was romanticized in some sort of way. Like the intentions weren't, either they weren't pure or they weren't identified before you jumped in. It was just kind of like, sure, yeah, yeah, this is whatever, why not? So that's really interesting. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna delve into this, and I kind of want to see what the Oceanic Time and Tide card alludes. God damn it. Okay. Okay. So that's just gonna look like that for right now. Okay. Let me see. Let's see what's going on here. 18. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's like a disconnection about the description for time and tide is kind of pointing to this vibe of being disconnected and being disassociated or detached emotionally from things. So here with the Queen of My World, we have, I am my world, and my world is me. I am royalty. I set limits to my world. Inside, I am queen, and outside is lost. There is a space out and a space in. There is my realm and what is mine, and there are other places. I will not care if my world is made of thorn and ice, and if it's carved by my blood. My world is my world. I rule, I decide his borders, and I am law. I am princess, I am the blood in the veins of its heart. I am the warrior and the bride. I am alone, and I am the first amongst many. Be fearful of my world, because it's paved of my hopes and dreams, and you have no power there. I am greater than the stars and more beautiful than the moon. Okay. That's intense. Love and intimacy flow into my life effortlessly. Beauty. Yeah, I just, okay, there's just this kind of lack of the other, of seeing the other here, which can also stem from a fear of really opening up emotionally. Like maybe you can sort of be playful and fun with other people, and like things are kind of superficial, but when it comes to like getting really deep with people, there's sort of a lack of that, and this could really create some messiness when it comes to the other person's emotions, and it could just be a lack of awareness that you operate in this detached way, or maybe there is an awareness and there's not really, because the fear is so large, there's not really an ability to pivot away from showing up this way. It's like this like very like I do what I want, I don't really care attitude. And maybe through this breakup you're recognizing that this isn't like a productive way to operate, and this could be even playing out in your friendships and your family, where people just feel like they're not really getting much of you. There's like a blockage of the heart, like a way in which you like can love people more from a distance. You're always on the go. You don't want to get too close to people. It's honestly really hard to even grasp like what I'm looking at here. Like it's just, it feels like as I'm like reading the descriptions of things, it just feels like a lot of different things going on. Like there's no real definite landing point that I can really identify. Like it's just, the message here isn't very clear, and I wonder if it's just because of the energy of this group. It's just not, like, it's hard to like really get deep into, to grasp. Like they're not as open. I don't know, it feels like this sort of like scorned woman type of vibe of just like, you maybe you just, I don't know, it's weird. I'm getting a scenario where somebody realizes through encounters with other people that they're just not really wanting to be in a relationship. They're not open to that right now. Something has happened that's made them a little bit more individually focused. And I'm also getting a scenario that this may be the person that you're ending things with. This person isn't really open-hearted. Their heart seems a little bit closed and cold because of something that has happened. I'm also getting mommy issues with this group. So this is so interesting because of the twins here being with Gemini. So this can be something that's mirrored. Like there may be a duality with this partnership that we're looking at, or this friendship, where you show up at this as this emotionally detached person who's kind of a runner in relationships, or you may be dealing with a person who is this showing up like this, where they're just a little bit more self-focused. They're not really trying to attach to anything. They're just kind of like hot and cold, in and out. Maybe even contradicting, like, in some of the ways that they express themselves. Like, there's just a lot of smoke and mirrors because they just don't want, it's like a fear of judgment, I feel, with somebody who operates like this. Like, if somebody gets close to me, they're going to reject me. So I'd rather them not get close and see who I am, because then there's nothing to reject because they don't even know me. They just know, like, that I'm funny and that I'm fun to talk to, or something like that. I don't know. Gemini energy is very, very interesting. Okay, let me focus here. I'm also just getting, like, things just don't get finished. Like, somebody who ghosts. There's no closure. There's no, like, again, like, you rush in and you rush out. There's no, like, building to get to love and intimacy, like, because you're not around enough for that to happen. And you may genuinely just not be interested in that right now. That just may not be something that you're interested in. Alright, what does group 2 need to know about their breakup? Group 2. Okay. Group 2. Energy for group 2. Group 2's breakup. Lessons from group 2's breakup. I don't really sorry. Group 2's breakup. Messages from group 2. Oh my gosh. Group 2, messages from group 2's breakup. Blessings from group 2. Blessing for group 2 and their breakup. There's a definite, like, in and out, non-committal, not very, not very honest, kind of, maybe not even like they're not honest. There's just like a lack of clarity with this person, or with you. Again, like, there's like this sort of mirroring aspect. So it could be you, could be the person that you're dealing with, but it's just like an inability to invest in anything right now. Like, geez. Okay. Yeah, this is, I feel like whoever is on the opposite end of this is aware, and they have a lot to offer. They're very powerful. They're very serious too in some ways. Like, they're very aware of what they want, and I don't think this is it per per se. Like, this is more of like a fun, I mean, I don't even know if fun is the word, but it's just like an energy that you can't really take too seriously, and is like playing certain cards, and not all the cards are out on the table for you to see sort of energy. There is just an imbalance or dishonesty, or a lack of clarity, or clarity around their intentions. So yeah, there's a need to really step into your power as an individual person, knowing that you can give yourself all that you desire and need. And if you are feeling very sexual, flirty, if you're in some sort of like creative energy, creative space where you can where you have the confidence and the bandwidth to allow this person in your life and just take them for face value and accept that this is the person that they are. They're in this sort of childish sort of energy that is very fun, but very self-focused. And maybe you're in that as well, because you're focused on your own goals and desires and projects. So again, like, take it how it lands for you. But there's definitely just kind of more of a hot and heavy than a steady simmer sort of vibe for this situation. So if any of you are wanting to take this seriously, compare this to what's actually happening in your reality. If it relates, then this is just confirmation. If it doesn't, maybe it's you that's coming at it this way. Maybe you're not ready for a relationship, and you're realizing that you're more prioritizing aesthetic, beauty, fun, adventure, projects, selfish investments. And I use selfish in a very like neutral sense of the word. So yeah, I don't know. This is like hot girl summer energy. Like, this is just not what I'm worried about right now. So, okay, since I'm just now remembering the topic at hand. So I'm just like, it's like somebody's tugging me back. Like, I'm tugging myself back to the topic at hand. And I'm like, oh yeah, this was about a breakup. So possibly, again, like, this could be you dealing with this person. And maybe that's where the mirroring comes in, where you came out of a relationship where you were dealing with this person who just did not take this shit seriously, or you seriously, and now you're stepping up and you're just like, you know what? If they want to have fun, I'm just gonna dust my hands off with this and do me and have fun, because I'm just over it right now, and I just want to play. I just want to, like, see what I like, see what I don't like, because the choices that I've made aren't working, or this choice that I've made and the investment that I made was very poor. So I'm just going to be in my playful energy right now. Or another example would be like, you got out of something that was very long term. Maybe it felt stagnant again, like the beginning of the reading I was mentioning stagnancy energy. So now you're kind of like coming to the space where you're feeling very enlivened, very, I don't know why fertile came to mind, but just very enlivened, very juicy. I don't know. These are very weird adjectives, but you're just feeling very much ready to play the field now that you're out of this relationship that was long term. It served its purpose, but you're not really stimulated by it anymore. So you're wanting to just kind of like do you. So yeah, that's interesting. Very, very different, very different vibe from group one. So yeah, this felt a little bit all over the place, to be honest. I don't know. Oh, that's so interesting. So I just remembered, there is a Mars and Gemini transit that is happening for the next 7 months. And so that is, Mars is our sexual energy, and Gemini I mean, has to do with like, you know, stimulation. Maybe you're just like wanting to flirt with people and just like just date around and meet interesting people and not really take things too seriously or too deeply. And you just are curious. So you're just wanting to like delve into your curiosity. So maybe some of you have this transit going on in your first house, your fifth house for sure. Definitely getting strongly there. That makes the most sense. Fifth house, Mars in Gemini, or possibly your seventh house. So there is there's an astrology birth chart calculator underneath the timestamps if you're interested in the modality of astrology and you want to dive in and see if that lines up for you. But yeah, I wanted to mention that because that just literally just popped in my head. So yeah, if this is you, this seems very fun. Very just like electric and almost just like allowing yourself to kind of ride with your curiosity, which is so fun. So especially if you're coming out of a long-term relationship type thing. So yeah, group 2, I don't know, that it started to make some sense, but I'm still not sure. Kind of I don't know what to make of this energy. It just seems fun and hard to pin down and understand. Anyways, group 2, let me know what stuck out for y'all. Y'all seem very cool. Say hi in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe for more readings or just more from this channel. Because I don't really think I'm gonna just be doing readings, so I won't just say that. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I love you. Hey, group 3. This has been such an interesting topic. Like, I don't even know. Hi, I'm Tiffany. Welcome to your reading about your blessings in disguise, lessons from this breakup. So let's dive in. Some of you may have come from group 1 because as I was shuffling the piles, I kept confusing group 1 with group 3. So there may be a link between the two. Group 2 is definitely a group of its own for sure. So I just, that was an interesting one. Anyways, so there was a common theme that I felt of a sort of energy around stagnancy and the separation being a catalyst for the groups to come out to come out of a period of stagnancy. So with group 3, we have change in reverse. I'm hearing a connection that kept you in this space of mediocrity, to be quite honest. Whoever you have been may not be accepted by, or may not have been accepted, may have, oh my gosh, okay. The person you have been isn't the person that you want to be, and the person you want to be is not aligned with the relationship that ended. So, the blessing here is the metamorphosis that is happening within. You can finally allow yourself to kind of explore different parts of you now that you're out of the status quo and outdated role that you're playing in this relationship, friendship, whatever it is. So it's very freeing, very, very freeing, especially with the wings here. So we have Aquarius, interesting. Obsession, the present, gift, treasure, revelation of own value and nowness. So we have 3 and another number 3 here. Yeah, again, it's like who you were wasn't authentic, and maybe you didn't feel as though you were going to be accepted for being this person because this person's probably a little weird, a little unique, and maybe the person you were with was kind of judgmental, very critical, and didn't really understand your interests whenever you may have brought or finally started opening up about your interests to this person. They just didn't really understand it, and they weren't trying to understand it, possibly. With a union, union, that was weird. I wanted to talk about the number 3, and then the word union came out. That's really strange. I was going to say that, like, the union of the body, mind, and soul here, it starts with the mind, I would say. You realizing and understanding the way that you talk to yourself, your ideas of yourself, and then how you embody this through the people you allow yourself to be around, and things like that. And then the soul's always going to be, at least as far as it's described, is going to be pure, but we aren't always going to have like an equal alignment with the soul as far as where the body and the mind are. That's kind of, those things can kind of get out of control. So let me see this obsession card here. There's nothing else that can replace my focus. All things led to one, and then they disappear into one, until only that one remains. That's kind of heady. All things led to one, and then they disappear into one, until only that one remains. We chase comets and mirrors and shadows. Sometimes we actually chase cars or myths. Obsession is the trick of our perception. Many become one, and that one bloats as to take everything else. It feels like it, whatever it is, an idea, person, an object, objective, flavors our life and gives meaning to it. Wow, okay. So here, it feels as though like there's a need for validation from this person, like this person, like what they thought, what they said really mattered to you, and maybe this relationship, like the precedent of this relationship, the kind of vibe of this relationship was you always taking into account the opinions of this person. This could definitely be more platonic, especially with Aquarius here. It could have been like a friendship more than a relationship, or even a family member. You really became attached to their approval of you, which caused possibly some anxiety of any decisions that you wanted to make. And even I'm getting like this, I don't know, this is a weird example. Like this girl wants to cut their hair in a mullet, but she is so worried about what her family's going to think that she is just like, now she's not even in the present moment of like what she wants. She's just like in the future thinking of all these scenarios of how her mom will receive her cutting her hair and dyeing it orange and cutting it into a mullet. I don't know. That's so that's just an example of just coming back to this card here with the present moment and nowness of tapping into your own inner voice and not the outside world, which can bring you out of the present moment. Okay, back to the card meaning of obsession, this one. As all the light through a lens, it converges on a single point, and that point goes ablaze under the greatest fire. But in truth, more than enacting our life, it numbs our attention to the rest. It makes us feel more awake by hiding the rest of the world under a cloud of slumber. Obsession is a drug. In small doses, it whips. In big doses, it kills. If we drown inside an obsession, we should close our eyes. We don't die in the darkness, we just fall asleep, and then we wake up. We can wake up more naturally. Interesting. It's such a poetic deck. It definitely feels like this group may have, in a sense, identified with being in this relationship or in this family, or identified with this friendship very strongly, to where they like haven't allowed themselves to individuate. So there's no like self, it's just like the self attached to mom, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, school. Like I'm attached to being a medical student when really I want to be a fashion designer. It's just interesting, like with this group, it's more about like it's much more broad of an idea. It's not necessarily like the breakup with another being. It's like the breakup with like an identity or a role, or it could be a relationship, but it doesn't feel so specifically romantic. Interesting. Okay. Give me some information about the breakup. Group 3's breakup. Group 3's breakup. Group 3's breakup. What do I need to know about Group 3's breakup? Wow. Group 3's breakup. What do I need to know? Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. This is, I don't know what this is, but it's very disempowering for you to continue to the situation was very disempowering. It kept you from destroying the foundations of something that was completely faulty. And again, this feels very ego death-like. Because there's a purity with the Sun card, a purity of just going back to the soul self. But all of this is just, it's just like there's more damage being done by not separating from this. I don't know why I feel the need to talk about this as if you haven't done it yet. Haven't broken off from this thing, person, place, entity, idea, role, whatever, but it's just kind of like causing such turmoil, and it's really like disempowering because of the emotional disruption that is being caused due to gripping onto this and letting this continue to live and continue on when you know this is how this doesn't align with you at all, who you actually are. It's just like you cannot like this has nothing to do with you anymore. Like it never did. Like it's just like this isn't me. Like that's what I'm getting. Like if I could blend this up into like a phrase, it's like this isn't me anymore. This doesn't feel like me. This isn't me. Yeah, it's just like really coming back to oneself. I'm also getting like someone screaming in this I don't know what those things are called, but it's like somebody is in the room and they're screaming, but there's no echo. It's not soundproof. I don't know what it's called, but that's the imagery I'm getting. Like someone is trying so hard to express themselves, but they feel just confined in some way, like they can't. It's like whenever you wake up from a dream and you're trying to call out, it's like a sleep paralysis. Whenever you wake up from some dream and you're trying to open your eyes and you're trying to speak, but you can't. I don't know what this is. It's like this deep fear of not being accepted for whatever you're trying to do. Could be definitely against some sort of system, or again, like something that was built So like an expectation that was created of you, that's expected of you. Maybe some kind of tradition, or some sort of societal thing. It just feels very big. It feels like it's wrapped up in a lot of other things, like a societal norm, like like going to college, for example. Like you're like, I really don't want, I'm not a college person. And maybe there's just really scary to say, like, I'm not going to do what a lot of other people are doing, and maybe what my, like, people in my family have done, which may have been, like, for example, going to college or something like that. But it's just like, until this thing is resolved, like, you're having quite literally, like, just like, your nerves are keeping you from being able to relax in any sense, or you just like can't stop. The obsession may even be you obsessing over like what you should do and if you should leave this situation, and again, like, the obsession is what is keeping you disturbed internally, emotionally, possibly physically disturbed. Yeah, it's just, you gotta let this go. I don't know. It's like, I'm also getting an image. I'm getting a lot of images here. Image of a butterfly that just never makes it out of the cocoon, and they just wither away. And I'm sure it's painful to come out of the cocoon, but I just feel like it's literal death if you don't exit the cocoon. You just don't like make this change. So dramatic. I don't know what this is. I really don't. But you got like, this is like very vital for your individuation, for your empowerment, self-empowerment, and for your like next level growth, and realizing that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do and you're in charge, because of just the cards that are coming up. They're like epic ass cards. Yeah, it's very important. I hope I'm not fear-mongering in any way, but it's just like, I'm just like literally just going based off of, that's so crazy. Wow. Yeah, I'm just going based off of just what I know about the cards and the energy that they carry. It's like, take it or leave it, but I'm just like, emphasizing like, this is a big deal. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like, I don't know. But I feel like it's important for somebody to know that they have a say in their life. That's pretty fucking important. Especially if it's like giving them like insomnia and shit. Like, golly, like, it's not like, you know. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So we have I Am Ready, Thank You, which is this woman who is taking this big leap of faith. You got 2 cards here with the moon deck. And then this one's in reverse. I free myself from critical thoughts towards my body and my worth. And then we have revelation of my own value here. So this may be deep rooted in some core belief. So maybe that's why it feels so heavy and it feels so scary, because maybe there's just this like adapted core belief of a sense of unworthiness. I don't know why I'm getting like past life-ish type of vibe. And if you're not really into past lives, I also could say that a past life could be metaphorically your life in the past. Quite literally, like when you're a child, you were bullied for liking neon zebra socks. And people were like, what are you doing, Ashley? Like, those aren't cool. And you cried and you swore to never wear neon zebra print socks ever again. And then somehow that was so deeply traumatic as a little child that you subconsciously, and maybe even unconsciously, because, and this is a lengthy example, I just want to make that clear. So this is still my making this example, because it's just, I don't know why, it's just neon zebra print socks, I don't know. So because of this rejection of your sense of expressing yourself now, due to that small little memory, that small little thing that happened to little Ashley and getting rejected because of her eccentric socks, she doesn't want to paint. She doesn't want to show her creativity. She doesn't want to speak her mind. She doesn't want to share herself and her ideas. You know, because maybe Ashley is the only one that was able to get those socks, and the person who told her it was lame was just a hater. And little Ashley didn't know that haters were a thing, you know, that people could just be jealous of your uniqueness. So little Ashley grew up to be big Ashley, who is just not going to share herself in a creative sense in any way, and is just going to wear regular ass socks, even though she, oh my gosh, internally is just so revolted and just rebelling against her having to have regular socks. Ashley's just like, I am a neon zebra print sock wearer, and this is just BS. But somehow you've stifled yourself to believe that you can't wear these socks. I'm kidding, like somebody who wears like a Star Wars socks underneath their slacks, and they work a corporate job just so they have some sense of expression, self-expression, because they have to wear a uniform all day, every day. I don't know. It's just like, these examples are kind of cool. Okay, last card. Will. We have a good bit of 4s here, I'm seeing. 3s and 4s. So it's almost like the balance of the mind, body, and soul. So once those get like your soul wants to wear these neon zebra print socks, but your mind and your mind is wrapped up in the subconscious repressed memory of you being rejected from wearing those neon print socks. Again, example. This is just an example. And then because of these suppressed and repressed subconscious traumas that are keeping you from expressing yourself, you then embody, and embody, EMBODY, a person who is still acting as that little girl who was rejected for wearing what she wanted to wear. And so there is this need to come from the 3, the alignment of the mind, body, and soul, and then move to the 4, which is the action, the inspired, intuitive, grounded action within the alignment of your divinity, your authenticity, your sovereignty. And that is a powerful thing. When you see somebody who is vigorously moving towards their goals, it's like an alchemy and attunement to their pure magic of their mind, body, soul, which is also depicted here with the Magician in reverse, which is just you knowing that you have all that you need to get and achieve what you want. We have an imagery of the Magician having all of its tools to create the reality that it desires to create. So that's just something that's very important for you to free your damn self. Group 3, free yourself. You can be this fiery person who goes after whatever they want, because that, I feel like that comes through somebody who is just in full alignment of who they are and their values. And that comes, you know your values and your morals when you know who the fuck you are. So, and when you don't allow yourself to express that yourself in that way very bravely, courageously, which again, Will is I would say Will depicts somebody who is brave and who will push through mountains and walls just to get to where they want to go. And again, I say again, that was the last group that had that waxing, the full moon. The waxing moon here is depicting of a growing culmination to a climax of energy. So just like, it's also a time of release. We have 2 full moons here. I don't know what the obsession card, the culmination to a full moon, and then a full moon. And then let me see if That's crazy. And then the obsession card is also waxing, which means it's growing. It is growing to a point of release, to a point of fullness, to a point of completion, fruition. So yeah, a lot of symbolism of just another thing too, a full moon, wholeness. There's a wholeness to it. That it's not the whole moon is full, but you know, I guess from the view of wherever you are looking at the full moon, it looks whole instead of partial. So it's coming back to wholeness again with the symbolism of the number 3 to the number 4, the mind, body, soul connection and alignment. And again, like that brings me back to the 9 of Swords here, of recognizing whenever you have just this like disharmony. And again, like if you align your soul and your mind and your body and you're like, whoa, there's this disharmony, like what's going on, identifying it, acknowledging it, listening to it, communing with it, that's another form of you aligning with your mind, body, soul, because those discomforts and disharmonies may be a signaling of a misalignment with your person, place, thing, whatever. So again, that's another angle of you listening and aligning with your mind, body, soul connection, and becoming, again, to the 4, very rooted, very stable in that individuality. It's very powerful reading, group 3. Free yourself. Free your damn self, okay? So that is your reading, group 3. Thank you for tuning in and stopping by. I felt like this whole reading I sounded like Daria. I don't know if any of you know who Daria is. Look her up. Super funny. Super just nonchalant and blasé. So yeah, leave comment in the comment section. Leave a comment in the comment section. That's what that's called. Down below for whatever stuck out, or if you just want to say what's up, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. Like, share, and subscribe for more from this channel. I'm pretty excited to put in more content. Definitely more than just readings. But anyways, my socials are down below also. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you. I love you.